friends, Rebecca here, the Dragon Librarian from Farmington Community Library, and Brill and I are here to talk to you about a couple books that we think are really, really special. So I happened to read them back to back. I didn't plan to do that, but after I finished the second one, I realized that I needed to talk about them together in the same video because there is a big common theme linking them both together. Now, you don't have to do this. You don't have to read them back to back or read them at the same time. Maybe one of them is going to appeal to you and the other one not, but it's just how I happened to come across both of these books, and it was just a really, really fun experience. Another thing I want to say is that I think they are perfect spring/summer books because of just the vibe and the feeling throughout them, and it's fantastic. Okay, so what are the books I'm talking about? The first one is called Summer in the City by Alex Aster. Summer in the City. And the next book is called Passion Project, and this one's by London Sperry. Passion Project. Now, what is it about both of these two books that is so similar that makes me want to talk about them together? Well, obviously they're rom-coms, right? They're romantic comedy books, but that's not the thing that actually, for me, makes them so similar. So these books are both love letters written to the city of New York. Now, they both take place in New York, and New York as a city features pretty prominently in both of them too. So that's why it was kind of funny that I read them back to back without even realizing it at first, but it made the experience even more incredible. So for me, I am a really, really big sucker for very specific types of books. If there is a book that is written about a bookstore or a library or a bookseller or something like that, it's pretty likely that I'm going to love it. I am definitely the kind of person that is marketed for. There's another thing, though, that I really love to read about that I'm a huge sucker for, and it's New York. I grew up on the East Coast. I used to go to New York so much when I lived on the East Coast because it's just a fabulous city. I loved it so much. There's amazing bookstores there, obviously amazing places to eat, and so many museums and stuff like that. If you're a person that has ever been to New York City, I think that you will find a special connection with these books. But if you are someone who has never been to that city before, I think that these books are meant for you as well, because they introduce you to the city in a way that is so breathable, it's so living, that I think you will just feel like you are right there walking down the streets with these characters. Oh gosh, I loved it so much. Okay, so let's talk about the first one, Summer in the City. I picked this book up because Alex Aster is a pretty well-known YA novelist. She's written Light Lark and the sequel to that, which are very, very popular. But this is her first, adult book. So I was very excited about it. So the first thing I want to say is that there is a beautiful map on the inside of New York City that has a lot of the landmarks and stuff that they do. So this book is about a screenwriter named Elle. And Elle has been given this task to write a new movie that features a lot of places in New York City. So she's living in the city for the summer while she's writing this screenplay. She's not happy about it. She is not a fan of the city. She kind of hates it. And a few years back, she had this encounter in this club with somebody who she basically made out with in the stairwell, and then he was kind of a huge jerk, and they never saw each other again. So she has these memories of the city that she's not happy about, and now she has to write a movie about New York City, and she's just not having it. Well, when she gets to the city, she finds out that her her neighbor across the way is Parker, who is this basically tech millionaire, and he is the guy, I'm sure you've guessed it, that she had made out with in the hallway, and he does not remember her, allegedly. So, of course, they had this lovers to enemies sort of vibe going on where he's trying to be nice to her, and she's, really mad at him, and basically she finds out, though, by spending time with him, that he's kind of like a muse for her, and she's able to start writing this screenplay. So he needs a break from all these meetings and stuff he's going to, and he also needs her to help him by pretending to be his date for various places. So they're going to help each other because not only does he need her help with this fake dating scenario, but she needs his help, obviously, to be her muse. So they decide to go on these fake dates across the city throughout the summer, and they do all kinds of different things. Eat pizza in all these different places, go to see different sites, all the different, places in Central Park. There's all these different things that they have to do. And as you can probably tell, because yes, this is a romance, there are real feelings that begin to develop between the two of them. So while the two main characters are Elle and Parker, New York City is also a very prominent character in my mind too, because as they're traipsing across the city, seeing all the sights, eating all the foods, going to all the places, it's just really incredible to experience the city with the both of them as they fall in love, not only with each other, but with the city too. Summer in the City. This next one, Passion Project, I decided to get because I just thought it was an interesting story. I thought that it sounded really fun. And it also happens to take place in New York City. So in this story, we've got Bennett, who is a young woman living in the city, and she deals with a lot of anxiety. And this anxiety and depression, a lot of it stems from the fact that she had a boyfriend who died a few years ago, and she's never really gotten over it. So her friends and roommates try to set her up with people, and it just never works out because she cannot commit to anyone, and she cannot even really commit to being happy. So she ends up meeting this guy named Henry, basically through a botched date attempt, and that I won't get into because it's really funny. You just have to read it. And they become sort of reluctant friends, and they realize that Bennett doesn't have anything she's really passionate or excited about. So Henry decides to take her on all these little passion project weekend excursions where they try out different things: ceramics, photography, dog watching, like all of these different things throughout the city, and to try to find what makes Bennett happy, what gets her excited. And of course, as you can imagine, yes, this is another rom-com, there are some feelings that develop between the two of them too. The really big thing, though, that's a bit different with this one is that this one also deals with a lot of pretty heavy topics too, like grief, overcoming grief, how you move on from grief, things like that as well. And while the other one, Summer in the City, does have some, other themes as well, just than the romance, this one I think really does a good job dealing with mental health and things, like I said, like with grief and stuff like that. Another really fun story about characters traipsing all about New York City, discovering the city and discovering each other. And again, another story of not just these two characters falling in love with themselves or with each other, but with the city as well. Love this book, and it was also very funny. Despite the sad parts of it, it was really funny as well. Another really interesting way that I could describe this book is it's the most Emily Henry book that isn't an Emily Henry book, if that makes any sense. If you are a fan of Emily Henry, you will know exactly what I mean. It's got a lot of the same vibes that her books have, where there's a lot of humor, there's a lot of romance, and there's also a lot of depth as well. Passion Project. Well, those are the two books I wanted to talk with you about. I hope that you really think that they are interesting and exciting. Like I said, if you're a fan of New York City, if you've been there before, if you love the city, these books are for you. And if you have never been there before, these books are for you. It's a wonderful way to explore the city and discover a place that is just absolutely phenomenal. Both of these books are available through Farmington Community Library, so please feel free to check them out or put them on hold. And also, thank you so very much for watching, friends, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.